Hey guys, it's Jen and I'm back with another process video. I'm using the February Scraptastic It Takes Two kit, and I'm scrapbooking this photo of my husband and myself. This is a Valentine's themed kit, which I thought I would get because it had a bit of a different color scheme than what I'd been working with lately, and I figure you can use Valentine's and kind of lovey and hearts kind of things all year round. I am going to create kind of another Valentine's themed layout with the kit, which I don't do often, but I decided to go for it. And I really am kind of disappointed with the lack of embellishments in this kit. I'm finding that I have to go into my stash, or I feel like I've used up most of what I'm going to use already. Anyway, I'm cutting a bunch of different papers to kind of layer up behind the photo, and I matted my photo on a piece of white cardstock, and I'm leaving a little bit of a border along the bottom so it kind of looks like a Polaroid. And then I'm just cutting various papers from the kit to layer up behind it. I'm putting the whole thing on my favorite paper in the kit, which is a Scraptastic exclusive, and I believe it's designed by Caitlin Schaefer. And it has these little circles, half color and then half of it like a newsprint, and I love it. Pulled out the exclusive flare as well, and then this acrylic Forever, which is going to end up being the main part of my title. You just saw all of my Copic markers flying everywhere. I just wanted to see what it would look like if I decided to color that Forever a different color. But I kind of like the white on white, so I just decided to go with that. I'm going to pull out a bunch of other things to kind of see what will fit on here. I'm using this sticker that's it's a scalloped border with diagonal stripes on it from Simple Stories, and it's black and white, and I like the contrast that it brings into the layout. And it's kind of nice when you work with a black and white photo to just be able to use whatever colors you want. So I really like that about the black and white photo. So because my photo is kind of heavier on the left, it's got that white space behind me on the right, I'm going to put one of my clusters up to the right of the photo. And I'm just kind of looking through the embellishments. Like I said, I feel like there's not very many, but I'm kind of working with what I have to see what I can add to this layout. I pulled the striped heart that came from that same Simple Story sticker sheet, and then I'm pulling some of the word stickers off of the Authentique sticker sheet here. And I'll end up pulling my Valentine and then I believe one that says favorite. And then we got not a whole package, but like half of a package of some crepe paper Kiss Kiss tags. And they are like kind of layered tags, and so I'm using a few of those. And then there's a Scraptastic exclusive die cut that you get in the pack that just comes in white so that you can customize it to whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to layer some paper behind it. And it's just got a bunch of hearts cut out of it, and I'm going to put it below my photo. So I was just looking through to see what paper I could stick behind those hearts to kind of make them pop out and not blend in too much, but not be too bold either. So I tried that light pink cardstock at first, and that did not do what I wanted for it. Then I tried this kind of reddish cardstock, and it was a little bit too red for me. And so I am going to go hunt through my stash of cardstock to see if I can find a piece that matches better with the tags, because the tags are kind of bringing in a bright little pop. The one tag with the 3 hearts has it's a very bright pop, and then the other tag just has that darker pink around the hole in the center. So I found a piece of cardstock that I think will work. So I layer that behind it. And then I'm just pulling some of these cut aparts, and they actually are perforated so that you can rip them apart. I pulled out one that says You and Me and one that says Lucky. And for now I'm going to use the You and Me. And then I decided that I wanted that border to live at the bottom and at the top. So I just cut a little piece that borders one of my layers, and then I'm going to put the other piece at the top. I pulled out my watercolors because I kind of felt like it's kind of hard to tell in the video, but the cardstock that's behind those hearts is just very single colored, and the tags kind of have a wash of color on them, so I'm trying to make it kind of fit in with the coloring of the tags more. And ultimately it doesn't end up working out, but I'm going to let it dry and see what it does. In the meantime, I'm pulling out the stencil that came as, if you order 2 kits in a row, then you get a free gift. So this time it was a stencil, and it has these cute little hearts on it. I love the shape of these hearts. And so I'm using a Prima Chalk ink in Old Road to ink up a heart, and I'm going to put a few of those in the centers of some of those circles. Just, it wasn't completely necessary, it's just kind of a fun thing to do. So I'm gluing down that sticker. I had taken the adhesive off the back because I didn't know exactly where I wanted it. So now I'm gluing it. I glued it down with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, which I have in a fine line applicator. I got that at Hobby Lobby, but you can also get them on Amazon. And I'm just making sure that that tag lines up the way I want it to. The love that is stitched onto the tag, I'm kind of laying it over one of the layers, and then I'm tucking the rest of the tag behind that kind of dark teal layer. So there's not really any teal in the paper, but I kind of like the weight that it brings. It's just a darker shade of one of the colors of the circles that's on the background paper, and I find that even if it doesn't match exactly, I like it better when it doesn't match exactly, but it will go well if it's a shade or a variation of a shade of one of the colors that's on the paper. I don't know if that makes sense, but that was my thought process. So I'm trying to glue down my layers now, kind of committing to what I've decided. And I'm looking for something else to stick with that tag. It feels lonely and small, so I pulled out one of my American Crafts DIY tags in that newsprint or that dictionary print, and I think that those are going to be overused in my scrapbook, and I kind of don't care because I really love them. I've been pulling them out for a lot of layouts, so I put the EXO Flare, that was a Scraptastic exclusive, up next to the cluster of tags. And then I found my last tag from the Crate Paper Kiss Kiss collection. It says love, and I'm going to layer that with the other tag. I'm going to cover up one of the hearts, but that doesn't bother me because there's 2 of us and 2 hearts, and so it still works for me. And then I'm trying to see if that's going to work now, that paper, now that it's dry, and I still don't like it, so I'm kind of going to scrap that. I'm sorry I'm off frame, but I am cutting up one of I think this is a Pebbles heart. It's like an accordion folded heart, and it was 2-dimensional. I knew I would never use it, so I just cut it apart. And I'm going to use that as a layer behind my hearts, and I really, really like the way it looks. You'll see in the close-up photos a little bit better. But I'm going to use a piece. My video cut out for a second, and I'm sorry. I used a piece of it up at the top, and I just stapled it down. And now I'm writing my journaling, and I believe it says something like 12 years with you is both a moment and a lifetime. I'm so lucky, or something like that. When my video cut out, I also inked a couple more of those hearts on the background like I did the first time. I pulled out a gold sticker. It's a label sticker from the Heidi Swap memory planner, her memory planner line. I felt like I just needed another touch of gold, so I'm going to put that at the top, and I just put Valentine's Day as the date. Even though the photo wasn't taken on Valentine's Day, it's kind of a Valentine's sentiment, and it's not too long after Valentine's Day now. So I think I had written something a little bit weird. I had worded it not quite the way I wanted to on that first label, so I switched it out for the Lucky label, and I rewrote it. Now I'm going through my enamel dots to see if there are any that match that I want to add. I kind of looked at putting on a lot of heart-shaped ones, but I thought that's too many hearts. So I end up going with these flamingo dots by Close to My Heart. They just had the right shade of pink for what I wanted. And I'm just putting two little clusters, one up by the tags at the top right of the photo, and then one to the left of the photo with those other tags. And I am going to, just kind of on a whim, I decided to punch out a little leaf. This is a new punch that I got from Martha Stewart. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just a little leaf shape and it's really pretty. And I love layering up leaves and flowers, and so I knew I would like this punch. And this is the first time I've really gotten to use it. So I just punched it out of the leftover of that teal paper that I cut up, and I really like the way that it looks, so I'm going to add it in a few places on the layout. And I only had a little strip that was left over from what I had previously cut, so I will punch out of the large sheet here. And I'm going to put a few up at the top, and then I'll also put a few more down by that bottom little banner flag. And I love how that fine line applicator for the adhesive gets into tight spots. It's long and thin, so I kind of shoved the leaves where I wanted them, and I just squeezed the tip of that applicator in there to glue it down. I'm just gluing the top ones down a little bit more. And I kind of like the whimsy that that brings to the layout. And I think the last thing I'm going to do is add some mist. I thought about adding some graphite Tattered Angels mist, but then I decided no, I needed more gold, so I just pulled out my Heidi Swap gold mist and I'm dotting that around the layout, and it's almost gone. Luckily I have another one on hand, but and that is going to complete the layout. So I'm showing you a little bit of a close-up really fast, but there will also be close-up photos. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I wanted to say hi and thank you to all of my new subscribers. Welcome, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.